What's up guys, Rob here and welcome back to the promotion project. This is going to be the last episode of season 1, so we're doing it slightly different today. The whole episode is going to be live com and we're going to start with a game. It's the last game of the season and this is the team we're going to go in with. We've taken the opportunity in the last few to give some game time to some of the youngsters. So Brunt, our youth prospect, is getting some game time at centre back. Fatakante's been getting some games in centre mid and Omatoye's played the last couple up front. Along with the sort of usual suspects in Buendia, Aarons, Cantwell, Quintia. We were going to play Ballymumba at right back, but as you'll see in a little while, he got sent off a couple of games ago, so we're without him today. But this is the team going into the last game. We're playing Barnsley away. I'm going to get right into it, so here we go. While it's loading, I just want to say thank you for the support on the series so far. Obviously, one season in now, and the support's been amazing. So if we could carry that on for the next few episodes, that'd be brilliant. It's much appreciated, and we'll get right into the game. As you can see, we're currently sitting on 109 points at the top of the table, which is the championship record. So we'll have a look at things like that in a little while in the season roundup, which should hopefully come straight after the game. But most importantly today, we're hoping for 3 points in the game. Some of the youngsters to get some good performances as well. Brunt's played reasonably well since he came in. Omatoye scored on his debut last game out, so some good signs from some of our youngsters. Not necessarily going to get as many minutes next year either, so it's good time to get them some game time before they possibly head out on loan. Cantwell's nicked in here. Ida's struck it into the defender and is cleared away for a corner. Positive start though, 5 minutes into the game. Omatoye was offside in amongst all of that somewhere, so nothing to come of the corner. Another quiet game. We've had quite a few quiet live comms recently. Here's Brunt taking the free kick though, ball over the top. Simunovic is there to intercept for Barnsley. Picked up again though, and here comes Cantwell. Edge of the box, strikes it. Ooh, just over the bar. Real good signs from us here. We'll go through some of the results we've had recently at the end of the episode, but as you can see, we're sitting strong in the table in terms of points total, so it's not been a bad run. Trying to blood a lot of the youngsters, give the youngsters game time. Some of them have taken it, some of them decide to get themselves sent off, so it's been a mixed bag in terms of game time for them. But Papetti is still a youngster, we mustn't forget. He's only 18, as is Van der Voort as well, and they've both played exceptionally all season. So we've achieved what we wanted to with those two. As Barnsley come forward, Woodrow's through here. Woodrow is going to score as well. Slips it past Van der Voort, and we're 1-0 down. 25 minutes into the game, and we're sitting 1 goal behind, unfortunately. Poor pass from Omatoye in the midfield allowed Mowat to play the ball through, and Woodrow snuck in past the defender, slips it in past Van der Voort. Aarons with the throw in their half though. Buendia has been absolutely sensational still. Ball across from Sorensen, not really dealt with by the goalkeeper, and he's picked it up again. Fatakante's been developing well as well. He's got a lot more work to do, but he's got a lot of promise. I think he's just turned 17, so he's got a lot of promise yet. And Ida's scored again. Ida's 22nd goal of the season there. He's been absolutely phenomenal for us, and he's like our second striker as well, with Pookie leading the way. Pookie getting a bit of a rest today. Looks like Aarons has picked up a knock, so we're not going to risk anything with him. We're going to get Byram on for some minutes. Byram's not had many minutes at all, really. Aarons has been playing too well, and like I say, we're trying to give Mumba some minutes at right back as well. So here's Cantwell on the edge of the box though. Lays it off to Buendia, back to Sorensen. Fatakante into Omatoye. Shifting it around really nicely here, trying to work into the box. Here's Omatoye again, strikes a shot against the defender and it's cleared away. Really promising signs from us here though, sitting at 1-1. Throwing down near their penalty area. Ball back out to Quintia, beats his man. Edge of the box, Fatakante. Into Ida again. Ida and Buendia both went for it, but Ida's managed to nod it into the far corner. He scored 2 goals in 3 minutes there, and we're now sitting 2-1 ahead. As Ida bags his 23rd goal of the season. Nice little link-up play out here. Omotoye getting involved with quite a lot today. Fatakanti with the chip ball across. Ida beats Buendia to the header and nets it in the far corner. Much better period of play here. Poor start, but we're really starting to grow into the game now. Ida with the ball on the right-hand side. Byron trying to make something happen for us. Driving at his man. Crook gets the ball across. Cantwell's there and just over the bar. 2-1 with 10 minutes of the first half to go. It's a really solid start here. Quintia into Cantwell. Back to Quintia. Ida with the ball. Looking for his hat-trick here. Beats his man. Is he going to strike it? He does strike it straight at the keeper though. Walton deals with that easily. Lumps the ball upfield for Woodrow, who misses out, but we've given away a foul there by the look of it. Nothing came of it. Still 2-1 up, heading towards half-time now. Would put us to 111 points this victory. Quintia just before half-time. Omotoye into Sorensen. Back over the top towards Cantwell. Cantwell's in on goal. Good tackle by the defender and cleared away. Only for a corner though. Could we score from the corner just before half-time? Buendia with the ball. Whips in the corner. Ida at the back post just over the bar. There we go. Really solid first half performance from us there. We went 1-0 down, but we've improved since then. And we've looked like the far better side. I don't actually know where Barnsley sit in the table. So Barnsley are safe there in 19th place, 55 points. So they've had a fairly steady season, Barnsley, but we're doing well against them here. Going to look at a couple of changes here. Buendia is going to come off and Martin's going to get some game time on the right. Those two have sort of been swapping around since we won the league a few games ago. Just to try and get the youngsters some game time. Cantwell with the ball out to Quintia. Beats his man. Hoare cross straight into Walton's hands. And Omotoye is looking a bit tired, so we are going to bring Pookie on for the last game of the season. He's got 30 minutes to see if he can bag another goal. I think he's on about 34 goals for the season now. And I think that's just league goals as well. So he's been phenomenal for us, really. Easy save there for Van der Voort. Clears it away. The highlight's not over. He's found Cantwell in a lot of space on the left-hand side. Cantwell driving at his man. Can he beat him? Gets to the byline, gets the ball across, saved at the near post and cleared away. Woodrow picks it up and it looks like Barnsley might have a chance now as well. Incredibly long highlight here. Barnsley bringing it forwards down the right-hand side and Quintia's upended him. They're going to have a free kick in a reasonable position to deliver. But it looks like nothing's going to come of it. 20 minutes to play now. Happily just see this one out. Pookie with the ball. Lays it back to Ida. Could there be a couple more goals in this for us yet? Ida up to Byram. Byram in acres of space on the right hand side. Drives into the box, beats his man. Pookie hits it straight at the keeper. Cantwell picks up the rebound, but it looks like he was offside. Yeah, he was indeed. 15 minutes to play, cruising towards the end now. Into the last 5. Been a very quiet second half, really. Really good first half performance from us has put us in a good position where we don't really need much from the second half. Would be a shame to concede an equaliser here, though. Barnsley with the ball, moving into the final third. Byron deals well with that one. Up to Martin now with a chance to counter, driving at the defence. Could slip through Ida, he does. A little bit behind him though. Pookie picks it up, back to Martin. It's deflected and the keeper just gets across to clear it away. Cantwell picks up the rebound though. And he's fouled in the corner. Can have a free kick with a minute to play. Here is the free kick then. Martin with the ball in. Whipped across. Papetti at the far post. Cleared off the line. Barnsley with a possibility of a break here as well. Chaplin brings it forward. They got 4 men forward and Sorensen's pulled him back. It's a good yellow card to take there. More highlights, still into injury time now. Byron with the throw in, cleared away to Papetti. Back down the line to Byron. Ida beats his man. Martin with the ball now. Gets the ball across, cleared away by the centre-back. And Barnsley again coming away. Had plenty of chances to get away and score Barnsley, but we've defended well when they've come away. Brunt picks up the loose ball. Into Martin. Moving forwards again here. Looking for another goal. Martin lays it into Ida on his hat-trick. Plays it through for Pukki, who nets at the near post. There we go. And that is his 38th goal of the season in all competitions. 38 goals. Combine that with Ida's 22 or 23, whatever he's got as well. And those two really have been phenomenal. Over 60 goals this season between them. Martin did really well with a drive-in run there. Laid it into Ida, who played it through to a strike partner. And he slots it away comfortably. And we are 3-1 up and cruise into a final victory to leave us on 111 points. That goal difference as well, 78 goal difference. There we go, 3-1 victory to finish. Aarons is out for 3 to 4 days, doesn't matter too much. Van der Voort's 5 appearances from 50, so we would trigger a clause where I'd have to pay 3 million for him. Give Ida some praise, it's a good game from him. So Ida finishes with 21 goals in the league, 23 goals overall. I assume we're going to get the end of season recap quite soon, are we? Send the assistant for that. We've been paid £500,000 because Leicester avoided relegation from the James Maddison deal. So a nice little bit of transfer money coming in there. Reading promoted as well. They finished second in the league. So they join us in the Premier League. Team that spent a lot of time in similar sort of periods as we used to be in the Premier League as well. So it'll be interesting to see how we both get on in the league next year. And here we go then. Our end of season review for the 2020-2021 season. Looking at the new arrivals, Plachetta was obviously already here when we got here, but he was a good signing for us. Mainly off the bench really, but 10 goals, 7 assists, very good. Papetti from Brescia for only £2 million, absolutely phenomenal deal that. 51 games played, good average rating. Gibson as well, but very useful. We have signed him permanently, £8 million though, unfortunately, which is a big fee to pay for him. We will probably have to keep him around. I don't think we'll be able to shift him for a profit. But we may be looking, we'll talk about where we're looking for players in a little while. So Hugo did well as our backup striker, 28 games off the bench, and he's picked up 15 goals and 5 assists. Very good from him. So he's another player that's going to be with us next season. Again, mainly in the backup role, can't see him getting loads of game time in the Premier League. Van der Voort is our signing of the season. £37 million, very expensive. The board weren't happy with him, with the signing, but in terms of a player, he's going to be with us for a long time to come. Only just turned 19, 51 games for us, 7.0 average rating as a goalkeeper is excellent. So he's really good, looking good for the future. Sorensen, another one that was already here, but was signed in the summer transfer window. Solid player for us, nothing spectacular, but he's a good player to have around as a bit of squad depth for next season. Couple of these guys, Soto was out on loan, so didn't see him much. Good season out on loan, mine, 16 goals for him. Dowell didn't really play much, had a couple of injuries, fair few sub appearances, but probably a player that we're going to be looking to move on in the summer. He's not going to get much game time for us. Mumble was good as well. Not loads of game time, but when he did play, he did an alright job, and definitely one for the future. Sinani, again out on loan, not a great season for him. He probably won't be featuring in our squad next year. Fatakanti, £250,000. It's a great deal in terms of money there. Still only 16 years old, 14 games this season, few assists for him, some promising signs. And then a couple of other lads who we haven't really paid much attention to. In terms of the outs, Obviously, we sold Steeperman early on for £5 million. Elsewhere, Godfrey had already gone by the time we got here. Where is Tim Krul out for 12 million? Sold him for £12 million. It was just an unbelievable deal. He's not really been very good for Dynamo Moscow either. So it looks like a good bit of business there. Same with Vrancic and Teti. Neither of them have set the world alight since they've been sent out. So in terms of the league, finished first, obviously. Pukki finished as competition top scorer. 34 wins from 46 games, 78 goal difference, 111 points. Phenomenal season, really. What did we finish? 24 points clear in the end. Some of these early games were crucial. Bournemouth away was a crucial victory, really. Early on in the season, really set the tone for what was to come. In terms of moments to remember, big win against Luton was our biggest win, 5-0 there. Ida with a hat-trick, Pukki with a couple of goals. Yeah, they agree. So match to remember, they went with the Bournemouth game early on in the season. Buendia won goal of the season. It won't show us at this point, but it was a good, hits a well-struck effort from 24 yards against Coventry. So I'm sure we'll see that at some point. Finance-wise, all in the green, nothing to compare it to from last year, so all good stuff there. Shirt numbers, Buendia obviously sold the most. He's going to be the most popular player. In terms of our best lineup, this is what they're suggesting. This is what we played most of the year, really. Van der Voort in net, Aarons, Papetti, Gibson, Quintea at the back, McLean and Skip in the midfield roles, Cantwell and Buendia on either wing, and then the two star strikers up front in Ida and Pukki. As you can see, looking down the list, league contributions, Buendia contributed 28 assists. Absolutely unbelievable. In terms of accolades, I picked up Manager of the Month 3 times. Fans Player of the Season, Buendia. Young Player of the Season, Buendia. Signing of the Season, Van der Voort. Buendia, we obviously know, got Goal of the Season. He also got most assists, most Player of the Matches, and the highest average rating as well. Competition awards, none of them have been announced, so we've got some record breakers as well. Pukki with the most overall goals, most league goals, most goals by a player in a match. 25 clean sheets for Van der Voort is a new record as well. A couple of other ones. Chris Brunt was the youngest player ever. Oldest goal scorer became Teemu Pukki. Oliver Skip picks up the one no one really wants of the worst discipline with 12 yellow cards. But all in all, a very good season from the team. Finish as champions, superb season for the Canaries. And there we go. In terms of what happens next, looking at the squad for next year, if we go into tactics instead, Oliver Skip is obviously in on loan. We asked to try and sign him, but they want £142 million for him on a permanent deal. So he's one that we're definitely not going to be able to afford. We might see if we can get him back on loan again, but I doubt Tottenham will loan him to us now we're in the Premier League. Elsewhere, obviously, we need to try and keep hold of people like Buendia, Aarons and Ida, who there's going to be a lot of transfer interest in. Buendia is the one that concerns me. There's going to be some big clubs coming in for him. So he could be difficult to keep hold of. Elsewhere, Quintea we're going to try and sign, probably on the cheap, just to try and get him in. He's probably not going to be first choice left back because that's an area that I'm looking to strengthen next year. And in the midfield, we're going to need someone to play this position here, with Skip not being available for a reasonable price and Sorensen probably not being quite Premier League quality. Elsewhere, we probably need some depth on the wings as well, and we probably need some depth at right back. So they're sort of the areas we're going to look to sort of strengthen. As we saw last time, the budget, we've been given £45 million of transfer budget, and we've got sort of £500,000 of wage budget as well. So we're in a strong position financially to bring in some good signings. And looking back on the schedule, those last few games that we were talking about, we obviously, last time you saw us, we beat Huddersfield 4-3. And then we picked up a couple more wins. The defeat away to QPR was disappointing, but we still managed to pick up the record. And looking at the league stats, Pukki finished top goal scorer, obviously with playoffs still to come. But Pukki will still finish top goal scorer. Ida was in third place. Buendia and Pukki up there in the average ratings. Cantwell and Buendia both smashing the assists. Buendia with 27 league assists. Buendia and Pukki both top again in the player of the matches, 11 and 9 respectively, and Van der Voort top in the clean sheet. So just looking at Van der Voort as a player, he's developing really well for us. Still only 19, stacks of potential ability and really developing into a nice player. Elsewhere, Popessi probably a bit underrated for us this season. This guy's developed phenomenally already, and he's only going to get better. We've got him contracted for 3 years, but he has got a clause in his contract where he gets a 3-year extension when we get promoted. So he's looking at being here for another sort of 5-6 years yet. So we've got him tied down for a long time, which is good. Bit of stability at the back, and looking really good going into next season. So with all that said, I'm going to leave it there for today. Next episode will be sort of a sum up of the transfer windows, the comings and goings, looking at the fixtures for next year, possibly any new changes in tactics, anything like that around the club as well. But in the meantime, go back and watch all the other episodes in the series. The support's been amazing so far. Like and subscribe to the channel as well. It really does help. And yeah, I will see you all next time.